Good morning. It is Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Today we are doing a lighthouse tour down south of Portland. We stopped by the Holy Donut here in Scarsboro, and Candace got a apple cider donut, which is about on brand for her, and I decided to go a little crazy, and I got the maple bacon donut.
And these are potato donuts. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, great point. I forgot about that. Yeah, so they're made with Maine potatoes, which, who knew Maine potatoes was a thing? I'm getting bacon all over the car. All right. I mean, obviously it's really good. You get the sweet and the salty of the bacon. Meat on pastries is still kind of weird to me, but the consistency is just like a regular donut. You know, you would think it's like a mashed potato, but it's really not. Yeah, the maple is super sweet, super sticky, and the bacon is really, really salty and also chewy. It's really a perfect combination. It's weird, but I would recommend it. It's really good. Candace and I both really enjoyed our donut, and we decided it would not be fair to Riley to not have a little bit of something, so I saved a single piece of bacon with maybe a tiny bit of the maple glaze on there. And we're gonna see what Riley thinks about the Holy Donut. What are your thoughts? Describe the textures. No, there's no more. There's just the one bite. I think she's happy. She seemed to enjoy it. All right, good job, Riley. We are going to now drive to our first lighthouse of the day. Built in 1828, these were the first twin lighthouses on the coast of Maine. The Cape Elizabeth Light Station had two towers, one with a fixed beam and one with a flashing beam, to help mariners establish their positions. The western tower was discontinued in 1924 when officials decided it was redundant and is now a private home. Although not open to the public, the eastern light is still an active automated light station, visible 17 miles at sea. There's a seasonal restaurant here called the Lobster Shack. It is clearly not open right now, but I'm sure they serve lobster. And I'm sure it's good.
I don't like lobster, so I wouldn't know.
No, she doesn't, but I do.
I've made it to Portland Headlight, which is the most famous lighthouse here in Maine. They have a lot of like walking trails up and down. I think there's a old mansion over here that we're gonna go take a look at.
The Goddard Mansion.
The Goddard Mansion. And then the lighthouse is up this way. They also have like food trucks set up. The famous one's called Into Maine. Andrew might get a lobster roll there later. We'll see.
Andrew's definitely gonna get a lobster roll there later.
Riley might get something there. I don't know.
Who knows?
Probably not a lobster. So yeah, I think we're just gonna walk around and check it out.
This mansion was designed and built by noted New York architect Charles A. Alexander in 1858 for local Portland businessman John Goddard. Goddard lived here with his family until he died of a heart attack in 1870. The home was then acquired by the Army in 1900. The mansion was used as a non-commissioned officer's quarters. The interior debris was burned in a controlled fire in the 1980s, and the walls were fenced off in 2009. Ram Island Ledge is a jagged finger of a rock 1/4 mile long. The ledge runs southwest off the nearby Ram Island and has long been one of the most feared spots by local mariners. The first navigational aid marking the site was an iron spindle placed at the southern edge of the ledge in 1855. In 1873, a 50-foot tall wooden tripod replaced the spindle. This was definitely an improvement, but the force of the open ocean frequently assaulted the exposed structure, and it was washed away at least 3 times. The lighthouse we see today was finally finished in 1904. In 2008, it was deemed no longer needed by the U.S. government and was sold at auction for a price of $190,000 on September 13, 2010. We are here at Portland Headlight. I'm going to look up some more facts, but I know this is the oldest lighthouse in Maine, and it was actually built during George Washington's presidency, which is pretty darn old. So we're going to get a bunch of different angles of this place. This is definitely the quintessential Maine lighthouse. In 1787, the General Court of Massachusetts provided $750 to begin construction of a lighthouse. The original tower measured 72 feet from the base to the lantern deck and was lit with 16 whale oil lamps. It was first lit on January 10, 1791. After many height changes and the addition of the keeper's home in 1891, what you see before you was completed. The property was leased in 1990 to the town of Cape Elizabeth. 3 years later, the property was deeded to the town. We stopped at Into Maine, which is the food truck here at Fort Williams. I had this exact same one last year, and it was the best lobster roll that I've ever had. All 3 of them that I've ever had, it was the best one. So, I got the Maine style, which is lobster, mayonnaise, and chives. I just kept it simple. They have like 6 or 7 different ways you can get it. You can get it with chipotle, you can get it with wasabi, which was super tempting, but I kept it plain. I was a pig. I'm in Maine for the first time in a year, so I decided to get the XL, which is 6.5 ounces of lobster. For clarification and openness, this was a $36 lobster roll, but it is absolutely 100% worth it.
That's why he's only getting 1 lobster roll.
That's why I got the best one. I mean, this thing is completely loaded up. A nice toasted bun, all them chives, all that mayonnaise. Okay, this isn't going to be graceful. That's okay.
Graceful.
I think that extra bite alone had the extra 1.5 ounces that the extra large came with. I mean, if you like lobster, you know what it tastes like. Super cold, which is nice up against the bun. The bun is warm, which is awesome because it's a little chilly outside right now, but the lobster is soft. It has a nice saltiness to it. The chives and the mayo really bring it together. Maine style is my favorite. I've had the Connecticut, but I prefer this one.
I did not get a lobster roll. I got...
You got it.
Did it have some fancy name, or was it just a pulled pork
It is
sandwich?
the pulled pork sandwich with pickled onions on top.
What was this, $11?
$11.
Quite a difference from the lobster roll.
I'll forget her mac and cheese, so the price is a little bit more balanced, but she was fine.
Really good. Not as messy as the lobster roll. I like whatever sauce they put on here because it's sweet, but it also has, not a lot, but just like a little bit of spiciness to it, and then the pickled onions really give it a nice crunch. Maybe we'll give Riley a chip or something, because I don't know what else she can have.
Yeah, that is a good looking barbecue sandwich. Spring Point Ledge Lighthouse can be found at the end of a rock breakwater on the grounds of Fort Preble on the Southern Maine Community College campus. A caisson-style lighthouse, also known as a spark plug lighthouse, it was built in 1898 to warn mariners of a dangerous ledge in Portland's harbor upon which it sits. In 1934, it was transitioned from oil to an electric beam. This is the only caisson-style lighthouse that visitors can walk to in the entire U.S., thanks to the 950-foot breakwater built in 1951. The Portland Breakwater Lighthouse, more commonly known as Bug Light, was first built in 1855 as a wooden structure. but the breakwater was extended and a new lighthouse was constructed at the end of it in 1875. The new lighthouse was made of curved cast iron plates whose seams are disguised by 6 decorative Corinthian columns. The architect was Thomas U. Walter, most noted as the designer of the U.S. Capitol East and West Wings and its current dome. And that is all 5 of the Maine lighthouses. Did you see that little pun we did right there? As you may have noticed, each lighthouse has gotten progressively rainier and rainier. Let's see if I can get Riley back there. This little nugget has gotten dry, then wet, then dry, then wet, then dry, then wet. Like most dogs, like a lot of dogs, she does not enjoy being wet, so she's a little perturbed right now.
I actually like Maine in the rain. That's a rhyme. I'm a poet.
Maine in the rain.
No, when I think of
do,
Maine.
Do, 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 do.
When I think of Maine, I think of like rainy, cloudy, like overcast. I don't know why.
We will figure something out.
Oh, we have to get Riley a French fry at some point.
Do you want to tell the people what that's all about?
Well, eventually we'll probably do like a little short video, but we kind of came up with like different like goals that each of us had for this channel, and Riley's goal is to eat a French fry in every single state, and she has not had a French fry yet in Maine, so we'll have to find her a French fry today because we're leaving Maine tomorrow.
So definitely got to find a French fry. I'd like to not get one from like McDonald's. I'd like to get one like a local fry. Okay, well we'll find something. Okay, well we'll find something. We'll find something.
Maine French fries.
All right, the Maine French fry has been crossed off of the list, Riley.
So we stopped just down the road from where Riley ate her fries at Cindy's Lobster Rolls at a place called Mainley Custard that's thankfully still open. I got the Dolce de Leche custard. I think this is a size small for reference.
That's a single scoop.
Pretty large, small. And then Andrew got the cinnamon roll, I think. And apparently this is a women-owned business, so that's cool. So yeah, let's give this a try. It's melting off the side.
See the caramel all mixed in there? Yeah.
Looks really good. Very caramelly. Cold, as custard should be. Really soft.
Candace, why don't you take a moment to describe the difference between ice cream and custard to our viewers and subscribers? Candace went to culinary school in France in 2002.
I don't know the difference, but this tastes more like whipped than... Oh, they add egg. Okay. Yeah, it tastes more creamy and like whipped than like, I don't know how to describe ice cream, but obviously you've had ice cream.
They just add eggs, like scrambled eggs in every cup. Wow. When they say cinnamon roll, they mean it. I kind of thought it would just be like cinnamon ice cream, but it is cinnamon with maybe a hint of like cream cheese or something. Wow. If you've ever been tempted to bite a Pillsbury cinnamon roll before you cook it, it's probably about what it tastes like. Yeah, that's good. I like that. So they're made with Maine potatoes, which, who knew Maine potatoes was a thing? Was a thing. Say that again.
What is this called? Cape Elizabeth?
Two lights. Yeah, Cape Elizabeth.
What's the lighthouse?
Live.
Okay, honey. Huh?
And you're good.
I can't hear you.
I said you're... She said no picture, please. Grody. I think it's called Two Lighthouses or Two Twin Lighthouses or something. We look stuff up and then I forget the name of things. And then if you caught in the first video that we posted in Maine, we called it Quiet Hill like 6 times. And then I was putting the details in the YouTube description and I couldn't find the Quiet Hill website. I was like, I was on there. That's where I got the guy's name. And so I started searching for the area. And then I realized afterwards that it was Quill Hill, not Quiet Hill. And we had come too far to go back and change.
I think they changed the sign. I could have sworn that it said Quiet Hill the first couple times I saw it.
I don't know. I can't say that.